Hey everybody, Frank here from Reaper Air Defense. Welcome back to my channel. First of all, I would like to apologize. I haven't been uploading as frequently as I promised. However, sometimes when life gets in the way, you have to make some compromises. However, secondly, I've been having a hard time finding a replacement valve for the HDR 50. Currently in South Africa, everything is out of stock, so hopefully I can get my one, I think from eBay or Amazon. Hopefully I get it in due time, and then I'll just make a video just to show you guys the complete carbine. However, my struggles should not hinder your progress, so these will be the last two items that we're going to be focusing on for the remainder of the video. Let's make this short and painless, and let's get to it. Stay tuned. So the key to a good home defense air launcher will be your power source. Your 13 CI, which is the preference because of factors like mobility. So your power source, hence being your HPA bottle, this will be your primary focus. And what I mean by primary focus is, so this particular bottle, stock produces about 750 psi, and it's currently doing between 1000 and 1100 psi. I think it's just border 1000 psi. So if you are unlucky like me, where you can't order your bottle with a predefined regulator like a Ninja 13 CI tank, with a Ninja 13 CI tank, you can ask the manufacturer perhaps to supply to you with a higher output regulator. But if you're in the same boat like me and a cheapskate on top of it, the quickest way to do this is by converting, or not converting, but modifying the internal valve washer structure of your regulator, and in turn giving you a higher output. So that's what we will be doing shortly. So to get your regulator end cap separated from your bottle body, you will need a 2mm metric Allen wrench. So what we're going to do is we're going to take out these set screws. Crop screws is what we call it in South Africa. So let's insert an Allen wrench, Allen key. Terminology different from countries, from one country to the next one. So FYI, I've messed with this bottle before, so my end cap should come off readily, easy. But if yours needs some persuasion, you'll see on the end cap there's flats machined on the radius. So that is there for so that you can put a wrench on it or spanner, and then just give it a nudge, and then it should release as such. So let's slowly remove the cap. You'll be left with the regulator pin. So this is the guy you have to depress, so to get your, so as soon as you screw this onto your marker, this will depress and allowing compressed air to escape. So let's remove that. You should be left with a spring as well. Let's keep that aside. And here's the crown jewel of it all. So we call this, the correct term for this is valve washers. So depending on how you stack the valve washer, you can get a, basically you can get this valve stack to behave similar to a spring. So stock standard with this regulator, I think it comes equipped with 12 valve washers, and in total I have approximately 14. And at the end here, that is a machined washer. So this washer that I have at the bottom here, is our 1.1. So it is, so let's just pull this washer off. This O-ring, fighting with this O-ring. Okay, that comes apart. So the ID, wait, I have my vernier in my pocket. So this is the ID 8.2 approximately. The OD should be 16.3. I think this is just a normal metric M8 washer, and it's about 1 mil. Please note, to get about 1100 psi, this washer should be approximately 1.2 millimeters. So it might be 1.1 to 1.2, and it should be machined. So let me just show you what I mean by machine. So this is a normal washer, so if you rotate it around this axis, you might get different readings. So a reason why it needs to be a machined washer, you're gonna blow your where's this inlet? Okay, so here it is. So your bottle is equipped with a safety of 1.8K. So that's 1800 psi. So this is the fill. So this is what your bottle can contain. And if your bevel stack up is not correct, you'll blow this vent valve. This is a safety precaution. So we have a fill, and then we've got an overall of 5K pressure that it can contain. But we don't do that. We only pump it up just below 3000 psi. But coming back to the washers, please ensure you have a 1 mil machined washer up, and if you want slightly higher psi, as I said, at 1100, 1.2. So just to conclude, ID 8.2, OD 16.3, thickness machined 1 mil or 1.2 for 1100 psi. 1 will give you approximately 1000 psi. The important thing will be your bevel stack up. It's a little bit difficult to explain this on camera, so I did draw us a diagram to explain how this kind of fits together. Let me just get my Allen key. Let me use a Allen wrench as a pointer. So if we take the stop bridge as a datum, your first bevel washer needs to concave downwards. So the bevel should show downwards if you're looking at this orientation. The second one needs to show up, the third one up, fourth one down, fifth down, and etc. So if you count all of these up, so it will be 1 bevel showing down, 2 bevel showing up, 2 sets bevel showing down, 1 up and 1 down, 1 up, and the rest, I think the rest of the 6 will show down. This together with your 1 to 1.2 mil machined washer will give you 1100 psi. And sorry, let me just adjust my camera. So if you ask how did I get to these, I experimented heavily to modify my existing bottle to get me 1100 psi without importing or going to great lengths to modify my regulator. And please do this at your own risk, and I would advise to start with a 1 mil washer. And yeah, this is how I get my bottles, or the ones that I can procure in South Africa, to 1100 psi. So I would leave the bevel washers in the description of the video. So if you need more bevel washers, and then you're gonna need 2 more to be exact. So you can grab the details of the video details section. So this is it for the bottle. If you don't have a compressor, it's best to do this at a paintball facility where air and spare burst valves are available, because if you do this incorrectly, you will burst this protection valve. And that's it for the HPA bottles. Next item on the list is the barrel. So this is the alley barrel. It works actually, so in the beginning I experimented heavily with different types of barrel, coarse thread, fine thread, aluminium, steel, but this one works for me because I'll be using a slug projectile with resin sabot, so my aluminium barrel will last. But the premise of this is, as I always would say, I always place emphasis on fits. So if you're using the barrel with 12.7 millimeters, which is 1/2 inch chrome steel ball bearings, this is a barrel that's a little bit mangled, but it will suffice for a test piece. If I drop in this used chrome steel ball bearing in here, this is what you'll see. So I've choked the center so that the projectile doesn't roll out the other end, but if you look through it, you see no gap. And that is what we mean by bore matching your projectile to your barrel. This will keep all of your HPA propellant behind the projectile, and it will reduce blow-by effect, which you get in your motor vehicles, in your block where your ring slides up and down through your block sleeves, but you see no gap. So if I take the same projectile out, and this is, I think this is a HDP barrel, which is the same as an HDR. So you see that, and that's where you lose power. So to bring everything in full effect, that's why I don't like aluminum or aluminium barrels. I think this barrel was dropped, hence why the projectile struggles to fall through. But check that, it almost looks like a solar eclipse. You see that? You can see the light around the projectile, and that's how you're losing power. So to sum everything up, even if your internal barrel where you screw the extension on is slightly bigger than the projectile, your saving grace will be your extension barrel. And this is the last thing, this is the last piece of barrel, or the last section your projectile leaves as it exits the barrel. And this is very important. So all of your leaks are down pat, you have no more leaks, your HPA is working, you have consistent projectiles, and it's bore matched to your barrels. I'm telling you, you will make 80, 90, and even my first shot on the Mark 1 was 127 joules. You can get your air rifle up to a 0.22 power, well, not up, but within the range. But yeah, to shoot somebody with this combo, I don't know, you might be down for a count. But in any case, this is how you do it. Stay safe, stay strapped, whether it's air or arm or firearm, but stay safe. See you on the next one.